A new debate today over the White House program using drones to target terrorists overseas, after former White House Press Secretary Robert Gibbs admits that he was told he could never even acknowledge that this program existed.
You've seen recently the president discuss the need and desire to be more forthcoming. I certainly think there are aspects of that program that are and will remain highly sensitive and very secret. But let me give you an example here, Chris. When I went through the process of becoming press secretary, one of the first things they told me was, you're not even to acknowledge the drone program. You're not even to discuss that it exists. Wow. And so I would get a question like that, and literally I couldn't tell you what Major asked, because once I figured out it was about the drone program, I realized I'm not supposed to talk about it.
Well, now a growing list of media figures are taking issue with that admission. Judge Andrew Napolitano is our Fox News senior judicial analyst, and he's making light of it there, and it's sort of laughing, but this is extremely serious. And the fact that the administration had a drone program in place and kept it secret from the press and the American public is something that people on the left and the right have taken issue with. Your thoughts?
And rightly so. They should take issue with it. I mean, when the government lies or issues false statements or denies the obvious, denies things that we have strong reason to believe, in fact, are in existence, the government undermines the rule of law, it undermines its own moral authority, and it encourages other people to lie and to disrespect the basic rule of law.
But don't they do it all the time when it comes to, in particular, national security? And isn't there some merit in having our president be the decider of what is shared and what isn't it when we have troops in harm's way and the American public under terrorist threats?
I would argue that the drone program is so wide of the mark, killing people in countries with which we're friendly, countries where we could easily arrest people, countries with which we don't have a beef, countries where our troops and our intelligence agents can operate freely and in conjunction with the forces of that country, that the American public should know about it and the Congress should know about it. In fact, as you know, Megyn, there are statutes that require the president to inform certain select members of Congress, they're the leaders of the intelligence committees in both houses, when the president is going to use lethal force inside the intelligence community.
This became an issue back under President Bush with the enhanced interrogation techniques.
Yes.
Remember the whole dust-up when Nancy Pelosi was saying, we were not told, and then it was, well, were they really told, because others were saying that they were told, and so on. But my point is just simply that we have president after president, literally, I mean, Bush and then Obama, who have made these decisions in the name of national security and kept them secret. And Gibbs not telling us, not answering the press honestly, that's on President Obama. It's not on Gibbs.
Correct. Correct, it is. I mean, Gibbs probably would have lost his job or never gotten the job if he said, I'm sorry, I'm not going to lie for you.
You're the president's messenger. You're not an independent messenger.
Exactly. So he does place himself in an awkward situation. He has an inclination to want to tell the truth, as all human beings do, because he knows what the truth is, but his bosses won't let him tell the truth. Look, this is the problem with government today. It's a crime for you or me or anybody watching us now to lie to the government. Why isn't it a crime for the government to lie to us? This business of lying, especially when it's about deaths of human beings, seriously undermines respect people have for the government, and that attacks the fabric of our society. It attacks core, basic American values.
President Obama's being hit on this already because he made this promise to be the most transparent president and most transparent administration. But when you're talking about national security, I mean, just how transparent do we want to be? We don't want to be revealing secrets that might get troops killed or Americans killed to the outside world, do we?
You shouldn't be in the business of killing. You shouldn't be in the business of killing Americans. You shouldn't be in the business of killing people outside.
Killing terrorists? Well, we shouldn't be in the business of killing terrorists with drones?
You shouldn't be in the business of killing people in friendly territories. These are people that could easily be arrested, or people who could be taken care of by the government of the country in which they're located. But when the president thinks he can willy-nilly use drones, however, whenever, and against whomever he wishes, and then lie about it, we have a problem. Here's the other problem. This becomes a precedent. George W. Bush's use of drones was a precedent for Barack Obama to ratchet that up. Barack Obama's use of drones will be a precedent for whoever replaces him to ratchet it up.
Look at both situations. When it came out during the Bush years about enhanced interrogation, it came out in dribs and drabs, and then there was the so-called torture memo that was the legal justification within the administration that tried to say this is why this stuff isn't torture and so on. huge cause of consternation, in
Yes.
particular among the left. And now the same thing is happening with the drones. I mean,
Yes.
this past month, the legal justification leaked out from the administration on its justification for drones, and only now do we get to sort of check on our own to see whether we believe that legal justification is valid. Quickly.
The legal justification was hogwash. It was 16 pages of hundreds and hundreds of pages they want to let the rest of us see. These are not secrets. These are legal arguments based upon opinions by judges to which you and I can gain access, and the administration won't let us see them. It's wrong. And then when they lie and deny this stuff doesn't exist, they compound the wrong. This will haunt us today. It will haunt us in the future.
Judge, thank you for being here.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.